antennas, propagation type work, system modeling, capacity evaluations, and moving towards actual hardware demonstrations. So I'm actually talking after the lunch, so I won't go into too much detail here, because if you're interested, you can come along there.
Yeah.
It isn't one technology, it's a number of technologies, but for me, I think certainly the millimeter wave is a big move towards a new type of interface. But I also think the whole kind of optimized end-to-end optical wireless design is something that is very strong within the concepts of 5G. So I think, again, embodied in things like SDN and the support for heterogeneous radio links over a common network. I think these are some of the big game-changing technologies that 5G is bringing in. Well, I think it's obviously millimeter waves has been around for a long time. I think the first projects I was doing in this area were 1989, looking at advanced broadband with millimeter waves. So I agree it's been around a long time. But there's still a lot of skepticism, particularly from investors, as to whether or not the technology is suitable for cellular, suitable for mobility. I think one of the things that has dramatically changed over time has been what can now be done with multiple antenna arrays in terms of beamforming and tracking at good cost points. I mean, similarly, many of you, I'm sure, would have seen some of the work published by companies like Samsung in terms of the ability now to put large elements into handsets, what we call the end-fire arrays. So they've got 32-element capability to, again, steer the beams. I mean, we all know the problem with a millimeter wave fundamentally it's path loss, and you need to get that back to the antenna again. You do that by going very directional, which then brings in the need for very dynamic tracking. So I think it's the dynamics of the multipath, the tracking, the estimation, where I think the skepticism has been. I don't think they're all solved at the moment. There's still ongoing academic work, and to be honest, there's probably no actual cellular demonstrators of the technology. Many are in development, and I suspect we'll see several of these coming through. So I think it's a range of areas, but I think predominantly it's the confidence of what can now be done with antennas in terms of beamforming on both ends of the link that is making, I think, the thrust forward.